Hello and welcome. Today, I'll be reading The Tale of Shin, a novel written by Hannie Elan. I hope you enjoy the journey. Episode 2. As soon as the dinner table was fully set for a proper family meal, Darlin called out from the kitchen. "Atu, sweetheart, can you go call Shin for dinner? Tell her her Uncle Tazar is here too." No sooner had the words left her mouth than Atu took off in a blur, racing up the stairs towards Shin's room on the upper floor. Atu wasn't just any child. He was the nephew of their housekeeper and younger than Shin by about 3 years. But in this house, he was practically family. And of everyone in the household, Atu had only one true favorite, Coco Thaw. Coco Thaw, as he called Zayar Thaw, had a soft spot for the boy, always letting him tag along, giving him old toys, sneaking him sweets, and even playing with him now and then. Being around him made Atu light up. But when it came to Mama Shin, that was a different story entirely. She terrified him. In a house where even the grown-ups tread carefully around Zayar and Darlin, it was Shin alone who could stare down an adult with a single look and win. She didn't shout, she didn't scold, she didn't even need to raise her voice. Her silences were sharper than most people's tempers, and her glare could chill a room. Lately, it had only gotten worse. She barely smiled anymore. She rarely laughed. Her once playful energy had been replaced by a stillness that made Atu's little heart pound every time he had to pass her door. These days, the moment he caught a glimpse of her shadow on the wall or the rustle of her footsteps upstairs, he would quietly find somewhere else to be. And now, he had to go knock on her door. There was no escaping it this time, no excuse to hide, no hallway to vanish into. Atu had been sent on a mission to call Mama Shin down for dinner. He'd sprinted up the stairs with all the urgency and speed a 10-year-old could muster, but now that he was standing outside her closed bedroom door, all that momentum evaporated. The door was shut. He stood there, frozen, not quite sure what to do next. Swallowing hard, Atu took a deep breath, then another, and another, each one sharper than the last. Bracing himself, he knocked. 3 quick taps. Not too soft, not too loud. Silence. He hesitated, then leaned in, voice barely above a whisper. "Mama Shin, it's Atu. They told me to come call you for dinner. Tazar is here too." Still nothing. Maybe she didn't hear. He raised his fist again, ready to knock once more when, "Okay, I'll come." A calm, quiet voice came from the other side. No emotion, no urgency, just a response. But it was enough. Atu didn't wait a second longer. He spun on his heel and bolted back downstairs like his life depended on it. If he could avoid seeing Shin altogether, this dinner might just be survivable. It wasn't that she had ever hurt him or scolded him. In fact, they'd barely spoken at all. But Mama Shin scared him in a way no adult in the house ever had. Even Zayar, with his strict voice and sharp gaze, didn't make Atu's spine tingle like Shin's silences did. She didn't yell, she didn't glare, she just looked at you. And somehow that was worse. Atu had once heard someone say, "Some people can kill you with a stare." He was pretty sure they meant people like her. After what felt like a long pause, Shin finally stepped into the dining room. She wore an oversized stone-gray sweatshirt and loose, slightly worn sweatpants. Her short hair looked a little untamed, like she'd just run her fingers through it and called it a day. There was no real effort in her appearance, but then again, lately, there hadn't been. As always, her face gave nothing away. No smile, no frown, just a quiet, unreadable calm. She glanced over at her uncle. "Hi, Uncle. Long time no see. You just got in today." Tazar's face immediately lit up at the sight of her. "Hi, my sweetie. Yeah, just landed. Came straight here from the airport. I've been missing you so bad. Come here, give me a hug." He opened his arms wide, his grin full of the warmth he always reserved for her. But Shin didn't run into his arms the way she used to. Instead, she walked over slowly, almost hesitantly. When she reached him, she raised her fist in a quiet, reserved greeting. Tazar paused a beat, caught off guard, but didn't let it show. Smiling softly, he bumped his fist gently against hers. "Fist bump it is, then," he said, his voice still light, though something inside him tightened. She was here, but something about her wasn't.